Welcome to the stand review for... Oh, it's gonna be one of these stands, isn't it? Welcome to the stand review for Gold Experience. This is one of the most underrated stands, I think, in the entire game. It has access to 7 moves, and all of them are good. Not only that, but as you just saw, people absolutely hate this stand because it can be incredibly annoying to play against. When you combine damage reflections, a self-heal, and a plethora of uncancelable moves, it gives the potential of so much cheese. Overall, Gold Experience is just an incredibly solid stand with a ton of extremely powerful tools. And so today we're going to be taking a look at it. Starting off the moveset of Gold Experience, and we're going to begin with Tree Launch. This is arguably your least effective move, but it's still pretty solid in its own right. It launches you forwards, very similar to a stand jump, but unlike stand jump, it doesn't deal any damage. Instead, Tree Launch leaves a tree where you stood for a short period that reflects the damage that your opponent deals to it back to them. It should be noted for all of the reflection moves that we're going to be talking about, that reflection damage only deals half of the damage that would normally be outputted. Another big up for Tree Launch is that you can act out of it pretty quickly, unlike stand jump where there's a good amount of end lag and you have to hit the ground for a second before you gain control. Overall, while the move isn't phenomenal, it's pretty good at catching people and can be used in combos to escape them and make people potentially use heavy hitting moves on themselves. On the topic of trees, we're going to move over to Tree Creation. This move summons a tree under your feet and launches you into the air. The hitbox for this move is massive. It deals 27 damage and it'll break your opponent's block in one hit. Unlike Tree Launch, the tree summoned by this move sticks around for a long period of time, about 12 seconds if we're being technical. During these 12 seconds, you cannot pose in order to prevent stalling by standing inside of a reflection box and healing yourself. The odd thing is that if you hit an opponent with Tree Creation, they also get their pose disabled. Not really sure if that's a bug or not. It should be noted that you're also completely vulnerable to grab moves while in any of these reflection hitboxes. Things like beatdowns, vampires grab, etc. Anything that puts you into a cutscene or has some sort of grab functionality will get ignored by the reflection box and will hit you anyway. Because, well, you can't grab yourself, now can you? Our next move is Life Distribution. This is a self-heal that, when maxed out, heals you for 45 HP and has a 45-second cooldown. It has a solid amount of end lag, but because you can use it right after Tree Launch and Tree Creation, that shouldn't really be a problem. You also have access to Team Distribution, which heals anyone in front of you for 45 HP as well. This move has a slightly lower cooldown at 35 seconds, but I expect that cooldown to probably be lowered to around 20 to 25, considering that the World Over Heaven's Team Heal does that, and that would make the stands a little bit more consistent with each other, especially considering that by all technicalities, Gold Experience is a quote-unquote weaker stand, so having it be more team-oriented would make a lot of sense. Gold Experience also has a kick barrage. This is about as standard as it gets for kick barrages. You've got a short windup, you release a barrage of blockable kicks, final kick block breaks, and it ragdolls. The move deals 27 damage, and it's got a cooldown of 18 seconds. Moving into the heavy hitters, Soul Punch is the best stun in the entire game. It's a blockable, uncancelable stun that deals 15 damage with a 25-second cooldown. But the thing about Soul Punch is that it's a true stun. This means you cannot barrage your way out. It acts like a block break or a parry. It also instantly ends any barrage that's currently active. The move stuns for 2.5 seconds as well, which confirms any move in the entire game. Moving forward to arguably the second best move in your kit, and that's Frog Chop. This is a blockable, uncancelable ragdoll that deals 24 damage with a 25-second cooldown. That's hardly all it does though. If the move is landed, a frog will be left in the spot the victim was initially hit. When this frog takes damage, that damage is redirected towards the person who was hit by the Frog Chop. Not only does all damage that hits the frog get redirected to the person, but the frog is also a reflection hitbox. So if the opponent who got hit hits their own frog, they'll also take damage. The thing that makes the move even better is the fact that if a move hits both the victim and the frog, the victim will take both the damage that hits them and the redirection damage from the frog, effectively making them take, I think, 1.5 times damage. It's real good. And the last move that Gold Experience has, which is kind of just alright, and that move is Root Bullet. This projectile has a pretty solid cancelable startup and can be blocked. If it lands though, the move deals 13 damage, stuns the opponent for a short period, and then it roots them in place afterwards. While the enemy is rooted in place, they can attack, but they're unable to move, leaving them wide open to longer wind-up attacks, as well as true block breaks. It's really hard to land this move, and you don't get a whole lot off of it if you do, but in teams it's a bit more helpful than it is in 1v1s. That wraps up with the moveset though, so let's move over to the strategies. Gold Experience's combo tree, pun intended, can be extremely varied, and depends on what moves are on or off cooldown and what stand you're playing against. Generally speaking, I think the most common string is Soul Punch, 3 M1s, and then a Frog Chop. The combo deals about 70 damage, but the catch is that it's a guaranteed landing of Frog Chop. Frog Chop has the potential for a ton of damage. If the enemy approaches the frog, they're open to taking those double hits we talked about earlier, as well as having their damage reflected back to them. And if they run away, you're free to wail on the frog without any consequences. You just have to be a little bit careful if your enemy has a counter. If you're simply looking for the most flat damage, you can always do Soul Punch, 4 M1s, and then a Kick Barrage. This does 88 damage, which is a little bit more than the 70 from earlier, but it lacks the Frog Chop, so you're not going to be able to get any huge follow-ups. Another thing that's also an option is Soul Punch, 3 M1s, and then a Root Bullet. This will root the enemy in place, potentially opening them up for some extra damage, and you can use this if your Frog Chop is on cooldown and you still want to get some of those follow-ups. Now, in terms of landing both Frog Chop and Soul Punch, they're usually best landed by tanking a hit from the enemy, usually an M1 or 2, and trading it for a land of either move. Because they're unable to be cancelled without a ragdoll, the enemy needs to anticipate the move coming and be ready to block it. This is where your tree creation comes in. Not only is this move impossible to miss while in close range, it's uncancelable, and it's a perfect mix-up against people who are trying to anticipate a Frog Chop or Soul Punch. Hit them with a few M1s, and mix up between tree creation, Soul Punch, and Frog Chop. You'll be bound to hit them with one of those moves or block break the opponent eventually. Frog Chop and Soul Punch are also really good against multi-hits that you've blocked. If you manage to block a Kick Barrage or some other multi-hit move, if you time the move correctly, you can throw it out, armor through the hits, and counterattack with either of these moves. I've said all this, and yet I haven't rolled out the real heavy hitter yet. The most annoying thing that Gold Experience has is Barrage Bait into Soul Punch. That's because, of course, if you barrage back, you're not going to cancel anything, and your barrage will get canceled, and if you're too late to block it, then you're getting stunned. It's really good, and probably the best way to land the move. But that's wrapping up strategies, so let's move to Counterplay. Alright, here we go with Counterplay. Playing against a good Gold Experience player can be mentally exhausting. There's a lot of things you need to be careful and watch out for. When going in to fight a Gold Experience, do not overcommit unless they're complete garbage. Only throw out 1 or 2 M1s and then be ready to block. Don't autopilot though, as if you block always after those 1 to 2 hits, you're gonna get block broken. If you do happen to get hit by Soul Punch, there's not a whole lot that you're gonna be able to do until that true stun has worn off. And by then, you've probably been ragdolled anyway, so it doesn't even matter. If you get hit by Frog Chop, there's a variety of ways you can attempt to deal with it though. I think this is one of those moves that people are really bad at dealing with, despite there being good options to deal with it. Personally, I found the most success by ragdolling myself in order to stall it out. Since the frog reflects knockdowns as well, and while you're knocked down you can't take damage, you can take a few knockdowns from yourself in order to avoid taking a boatload of M1s or other damage. If you have a counter, this is also often a good time to use it. But don't be too predictable, since then you just leave yourself open. The last thing when it comes to Counterplay is healing reflections. Any damage is reflected, including negative damage. This means that if you use team heals on the trees, the frog, etc., you'll heal yourself. It also makes Crazy Diamond a basically 100-0 matchup in favor of Crazy Diamond, as you get to heal anytime Gold Experience uses any move that involves reflections. This effectively disables 2 of GE's moves, maybe 3 if you count Frog Chop. Other than that, Time Stop can of course be really good against Gold Experience, assuming that you're able to catch them off guard or with their tree on cooldown, since they can always use that to avoid your Time Stop. Overall, gold experience can be a real pain, but its overall damage output is relatively low comparatively to a lot of other stands in the game. So while you're playing against it, you need to play a mix between patient when they have their moves and aggressive when they don't. Gold experience having a self-heal means that you can't play endlessly patient because you're gonna eventually just get stalled out and lose, but since you're out DPSing them most of the time if you're using basically any stand in the game, your basic combat and good trades should be able to win you the day. In conclusion, gold experience is a stupidly good stand in this game, and yet I don't see them all that often at all. I think that probably just stems from a general lack of interest in the stand from the source material, as well as the stand lacking any real ultimate ability. Other stands can stop time, erase time, speed up time, control gravity, control the weather, and then you have gold experience. It makes trees. Riveting. On a serious note though, this stand is very good, albeit incredibly annoying to fight at times. So maybe it's for the best that the player counts for gold experience users are so low. If we saw a whole lot of gold experience users, then it would probably mean that I would be in for a whole lot more frustration. And it also probably means that after this video, I'm in for a whole lot of frustration, because it seems like every time I make one of these videos covering any stand, all of a sudden you see a ton of that stand. But anyways, that's pretty much wrapping up this video. If you were able to learn something new about gold experience, or this guide helped you learn to play the stand better, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, comment below. If you didn't and/or you absolutely hated the video, then don't do those things. And with all that being said, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you next time.